This program is brought to you by Canton Community Television. Now, from the television studios of Canton High School.
I'm your host, Devin Campbell, and today we have Mr. Fitzgerald, who will talk about his role as a school counselor. Mr. Fitzgerald, thanks for being on our show. Tell us about where you grew up and things you do as a kid.
Devin, it's nice to be here. Thanks for having me. I grew up somewhat close by. I was born and raised in Milton, and then I was 10. We moved to the inner city. We moved to Charlestown, so I spent middle school and high school in Boston. We spent a lot more time outside, buddy. We were riding bikes and skateboarding and tag and street hockey and basketball. Played a lot of sports growing up. I'm a pretty active guy.
Oh, nice. Okay. Describe your early history. Describe your early work history.
My early work history. Well, kind of unconventional as far as what I do now. I grew, when I got out of high school, I went to college and kind of figured that it wasn't working out for me. So I got a job in the building trades and jumped on the big dig and worked construction in Boston for 15 or 18 years. And then I decided I wanted to get into teaching. So I went back to school to get my degree in education, and I ended up on this track. I ended up getting a degree in counseling and becoming a social worker and doing this work.
Okay. Tell us about your journey becoming a counselor.
Like I said, I spent most of my time working at early layers, working as a construction worker, but I always knew I wanted to work with kids in some sort of capacity. So I got drawn more into counseling, and I do a little bit on the outside of school and work on the inside of school as well.
Describe the training and certifications you needed to get your job.
I got a bachelor's degree in psychology, and then I worked for a little while, and then I went back and got a master's degree in education in counseling.
How did you find your way to Canton High?
How did I find my way to Canton High? I started my career in schools out in Northampton, Mass, out in Western Mass. And then I went to Martha's Vineyard for a little while. We lived in Martha's Vineyard. And then when we moved back to Canton, I was working at a school in Rockland when they posted the position here. And I jumped at it and was fortunate enough to get the job here 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Give us an example of some of the good work you do.
I like to be involved. I'm involved at a lot of different levels. I'm involved in athletics as much as I can, either as a volunteer or as a coach. I'm a class advisor, and I think that helps me be as a more effective with some of the kids I work with, is that I know them on a different level.
What advice do you have to help students succeed?
Well, where I get a different angle. I did more of the social emotional growth of high school. Everybody's focused on the academics, which is such a huge part of high school, but the social emotional growth of high school is more what I concentrate on. So I try and help kids make mistakes and learn from mistakes and accountability and grow in a different way.
Tell us about your role in sponsoring the sophomore class officer and the work they do.
Yeah, like I said, that's one of the opportunities I get to see kids, because generally what I do, I see a small cross-section of the students here. So by being a class advisor, I get to work with kids in a different way, and we do fundraisers to make money for the class and charity events, and we just had the semi-formal earlier this spring, and allows the class to kind of come together as a community.
You often are seen supervising school events. Tell us about the experience.
Again, it's just a different way for me to get involved with different parts of the school community. So I try to volunteer as much as I can, either as a chaperone for some of the proms or I go to a lot of the sporting events, and the drama productions, and some of the art shows. I go to them anyway because I'm a member of this community. I live in this town, I volunteer to work them and kind of supervise the students that are there and interact with the families.
What do you like best about Canton High?
Myself, I like the community, you know. I like the staff and the students, and how we function as a group.
Describe where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Where do I see myself in 10 years? I'll probably still be working, Dev. I like what I do. Like I said, I didn't get involved in this type of work till I was, in my mid-40s. So I'm 53 now. When I'm 63, I'll probably still be doing this work. I'll probably still be working at Canton High School and loving every minute of it.
And what is something we did and not ask you that you can tell us about you?
I'm not that complex, Dev. I like spending time with my family and being outdoors and doing outdoorsy stuff. I have a dog that I spend a lot of time with. It's actually social emotional service dog that I use in my private practice outside of school. So yeah, mainly I'm a family guy, and I like spending time doing stuff with my family.
Thanks, Mr. Fitzgerald, for all you do at Canton High for Canton Community Television. I'm Devin Kimball. Thanks for watching.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, buddy.
Come.
You done, boys?
Devin Kimball, Julia Van Osdel, Megan Beatty, Justin Lesser, Jalen Thompson, Abby Turner, Isabella Sanchez, Aiden Mondesir, Liam Conley, Avery Gibson, Isaiah McKinney, Ethan Wong, Nathan Wan, and Brianna Thelmy. This program is made possible by Canton Community Television.
I'm Deanna, and this is my 2 truths and a lie. I am Italian. I went to London. I have an older sister. What was the lie? The lie was that I am Italian.
This film was created by MM Productions.
This program is brought to you by Canton Community Television. Now, from the television studios of Canton High School.
Welcome to the Dog Pound. I'm your host, Isaiah McKinney. Today we have Peter Heredia, who will talk about Eye in the Sky. Peter, thanks for being on our show.
Hey, great to be here.
Describe how your experience was at the last Eye in the Sky that you participated in.
Last Eye in the Sky, for actually this spring season, I've been out doing lacrosse down at the field. It's been great. I have been directing for like the last few times I've been doing this. Yeah, when I started, I was doing a bunch of replay, and my favorite part of the season this year has been the winter. I was covering Eye in the Sky doing basketball games, and I was going out on my Friday nights and covering more games down from courtside.
Tell us what, your first time you did it. Tell us, what did you like about it? What was your first, impression of it?
So I think the first time I did it was around October-ish. It was girls volleyball. So I really, really liked the setup and stuff, but that first day I did it, I was out on the floor doing one of the floor cameras. So after an hour of being on the floor, you can only really talk to people through the headset. So it kind of got boring, especially when the game isn't super competitive or whatever. Liked all the setup and said I was going to come again next time.
Okay. Did you do it? Are you interested in this type of experience? Do you have any, do you have any goals in the future that evolve?
So I have not decided solely on goals of I will do video as a job. No, I've not said that as a goal, but I do like it, and I'm not against pursuing a career.
Explain if one is interested in participating in Eye in the Sky, like the following year, where will they go?
Come join us at Eye in the Sky and have lots of fun and gain lots of community service hours. Come see us here, room 214, the video room. We will give you a schedule. We're always happy to have more people. So there's something basically every week, if not a bit more. So yeah, come here, talk to Mr. McDonough in the video room, room 214. We'll see you here.
Do you see yourself doing it again in the future?
Definitely. I'm quite sure I'm going to be doing this for the 4 years that I'm here. I've done it basically for most all of this year now. So yeah, definitely I'm coming back next year.
Okay. Compare the different jobs at Eye in the Sky. What is your personal favorite?
Well, yes, tech directing is awesome and it's really fun. It also requires you to be on and thinking the whole time, and there's no taking a break. I can definitely say, though, my least favorite job is the eye camera, almost, because you have to be really, I actually am not the biggest fan of doing camera, but when you're doing eye, you have to always be on. You can't get distracted, because if you mess up, everybody will know.
Okay. What time does Eye in the Sky usually take place?
So crew call is anywhere between 2:30 and like 3:34-ish, and I've ended from all times from like 6 all the way till like 10. So it's a time commitment, but I said it's great for hours. You get like 5-6 community service hours every time. But yeah, you end at like 6, 7, 8, 9, occasionally even 10.
Okay, what are the different jobs that people would have to do? Like, it's a possibility.
Okay. So jobs that we do here at Eye in the Sky and others. So the main job is we normally will go 3 cameras. When I'm doing stuff, sometimes I'll do it 2. But there's always a main camera for us. That's normally camera 2. The eye camera, we go out the window in the gym. There's the 2 cameras that we put on the sides of the court. So that's how we do stuff in the gym. When we're out in the auditorium, we have 1 at the back and 2 on each side, all facing the stage. Then up here in the control room, we always have someone who does audio and has to mix all the mics and check all the levels and all that. We have somebody that does all the graphics. And we have somebody who does tech directing and will switch all the cameras and give directions. And when we're doing sporting events, we also will have the instant replay set up. So you like record the game and you run all the instant replays and all that.
Okay. Out of all the different jobs, what do you think you're best at?
First, I'm going to say I'm bad at eye cam. I'm okay at the floor cams, and I'm bad at audio. It's either tech directing or replay. Depends on what it is for the day. What I like about replay is, especially when I'm doing all the fun bonus technical things, when we're doing like for the boys basketball playoff game, I like roll in, design some graphics, and I had effects and whatever I did with replay, and did a bit more than just instant replay and did all sorts of stuff. And I really like that. But tech directing is also really fun, especially when the games get exciting and everybody's just waiting for everything to happen, and it's really fun, really exciting.
As you mentioned just a moment ago, why do you think you're bad at doing audio? Is it like a certain reason, or are you just...
Why am I bad at audio? It's more that there's so much going on that I get distracted and I just mess up. Also, there's the thing where people will talk really quietly and then they'll talk really loudly. And yeah, that will mean you have to like fly the faders all over the place. Yeah, I just get distracted too easily to do that, and it gets boring after a bit.
Do you think this type of experience would benefit you in any type of way?
I said, yeah, it's just doing all this is benefiting. Like I've seen for some of these classes, one of the goals is by working with a team and developing those skills, it's helpful for any job that you will do in life.
Where did you first hear about Eye in the Sky? From a peer, teacher, or heard it around?
So, I know, like, really close to the beginning of the year, in, like, end of September-ish, they went in the morning announcement and said, anybody who's interested in joining Eye in the Sky and covering games should meet Mr. McDonough in the video room. So I came that day, and he explained all this. In the past, I had always heard about this program. I had sometimes seen the cameras out at the gym. I came they always run this demo at the art show. It's really fun. You can come whenever the art show is. It's the Wednesday that's happening. Come see it. Yeah, I came to that. I saw the studio, used all the cameras. I've known about this. I also do video stuff and audio stuff and other lighting and whatever stuff at my house outside of school, and I just enjoy it.
Okay, out of all the experience you participated in, what do you think is your favorite?
My favorite game that I've covered this year is probably going to be the boys basketball playoffs games. As in, being an Eye in the Sky means that I get to go on for other video-related trips. Like, I know for the boys hockey and girls hockey state championships, I went out to TD Garden and I got some behind-the-scenes footage and walked around in the press area and just kind of got to explore and got some footage from that and interviewed people. We go on, I know we're going on a field trip next week somewhere. So yeah, being Eye in the Sky is not just being on. If you want to come do other stuff, there's always other stuff to do.
Okay, so when you first decided that you wanted to do Eye in the Sky, was it for personal interest, or was it for a different reason?
Yeah, for me, well, now I have friends from Eye in the Sky, and I've invited my own friends to come, especially Brady. I'm going to give him a shout out. Shout out to Brady Wong. Yeah, I only came from my own personal interest. I did not come because my friends were doing it and they said, hey, come join us. I came because I was interested and I really wanted to do it. So I came, I did it, and I'm enjoying it.
Did Eye in the Sky influence your personal interest outside of school, doing video and
Actually,
everything?
yeah, I will say this. While it looks like I know a bunch, I didn't know all this at the beginning of the year, but I don't feel like I totally learned all of it during these Eye in the Sky and video classes and whatever. Because of Eye in the Sky, it's made me want to go and research these stuff outside of school. When I'm at home, I'll go look at this stuff, and it's made me more interested than I was previously, and yeah, it just made me get to enjoy it more.
So basically what you're saying is you already had some type of personal interest before Eye in the Sky, but Eye in the Sky helped influence stronger feelings towards it.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to say it.
Okay. Do you have any recommendations for anyone, what they should do for the first time at Eye in the Sky?
As in, I'm going to say this right now. The first time you come to Eye in the Sky, most likely you're going to get a job on a camera. It's just the way we do stuff here, because the camera's the only nice thing about cameras is it's a job you can do decently with no experience. All the other ones you have to at least go through training to figure out how to do it. You can't just walk in and be CG or replay. You kind of need to know what you're doing for a little bit before you can get really good at it. But yeah, I will say, the first time you do a camera, I won't say you're guaranteed to enjoy it the first time, and they really like it, as long as you don't get distracted. But yeah, I don't want to say you will enjoy it the first time you come, because you may not. But you'll enjoy it more after you come 3 times.
Okay. So explain, tell us if, when you first did Eye in the Sky, what was your first job?
The thing I liked most about that day was the setup and coming up and seeing the control room. But as that volleyball season went on, I came and I did replay up here. I did iCam once, but I didn't really like it. And then towards the end, I started directing.
Okay. Do you have any recommendations for people that feel overwhelmed, when they're seeing the control room and all the buttons, don't know what to do? What do you have any recommendations to help them out?
Okay. So this applies to the switcher and to the audio port. 80% of those buttons, I don't think we ever use them. So yes, it can be overwhelming going into a room with a whole tower of things whirring and lights flashing. I see why that can be intimidating. After you understand, on the audio board, it's every row is exactly the same as the one next to it. All the faders are just duplicates. It's just lots, but they're all fundamentally the same. The video thing, it's really only 2 rows of buttons. Both rows do the same thing, and a cut button. Once you understand that concept, it becomes really easy. Like graphics, it's just using a computer, it's typing stuff in. They're all easy once you get over the initial shock of, oh no, there's so many things here, what in the world do I do?
Okay. Tell us, in your personal opinion, what do you think is the hardest job?
In my opinion, I would say being eye camera, but that's just because I'm bad at it. Other people will say directing is way too hard for them because they have to be able to talk to people whilst also designing the show. Like, I know other, like, more professional systems will have 2 people, have a director that just is deciding and doing the talking, and a tech director who's just pressing buttons. But, yeah. I can feel, I say eye camera could be hard. I think directing is maybe one of the hardest. It requires you to be able to talk to the cameras and give them clear directions on what everybody should be doing at a time, along with actually switching the cameras and making sure all the graphics goes and the replay goes. You're the one who everybody is paying attention to because you're the one kind of
Like they're all
moving the show
relying
along.
on, it all rely on you.
Yeah.
So if you give any like false instruction, then I can just mess up the whole entire thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Today we learned that Eye in the Sky is a very fun and interactive experience. And thank you, Peter, for being here with us.
Yeah, thanks Isaiah, for having us here.
And if any Canton students is interested in Eye in the Sky next year, as was said before, they can go to Mr. McDonough or they can hear it on the announcements as you did.
Yeah. Room 214, the video room.
Okay.
Come see us.
And is from CCTV. I'm Isaiah McKinney with Peter Gerda. Thanks for watching.
Kimball, Justin Lesser, Isaiah McKinney, Aiden Mondesser, Isabella Sanchez, Brianna Thelomini, Jalen Thompson, Abigail Turner, Julia Vendozo, Nathan Wong, Ethan Wong. As this is brought to you by Canton Community Television. We'll see you again. Thank you.
I'm bored. I'm gonna read a book.
Okay.
You're watching the student station, Canton Community.
I had Chipotle last night. I've been to California. I have a dog. Which one was a lie? I've never been to California.
Hi, my name's Ann Gorbett, and this is Paula Barrera. We're 2 of the anchor artists here at the Artist Studio and Gallery at Patriot Place in Foxborough. And the gallery's been here for about 12 years now, and we are so thrilled to invite Canton High School to exhibit their work here. We love to have high schools come show their work here, and we love to attract people to come in and check out our gallery who may not have been here before.
Yeah, and we're all really impressed with the artwork and the caliber of it, of these students. And I think it's a great venue for them to display their artwork, and it's overall, it's a great thing for us to do.
So my work is called Black Boy Burdens, and it's about the struggles of being Black in America and how it can be hard to take on the load that a lot of times are put on successful Black people. So he's in an Atlas type of pose that's meant to show how he's kind of holding the weight of the world, and the newspaper on the outside is meant to represent articles kind of bashing against him, even though he's trying his best, him falling short at some points, and what kind of it can feel like. So some of the points that are kind of pointing in eager to return to action and the boys looking for the first win, that's all focusing on kind of the The articles acting like daggers, kind of pointing at him and all the struggles that he may face. There weren't a lot of parameters when it came to being able to create my art, so I really felt free to be able to do whatever I felt or whatever I needed to express, which really helped make such great pieces like this. I plan to attend Howard University in Washington, D.C. and major in architecture.
We're at Patriots Place, and we're at their exhibit for Canton High School.
She loves being creative. She wants to go into graphic design, and I'm really happy for her. So.
Inspired by my love for stars in the galaxy, and I thought it would be fun to make stars out of light and make the photograph kind of look similar to something like a star that you would see at night.
I think her artwork is awesome because it's pretty cool. The technique that she used for lighting of the star in the dark. So I thought she did a great job.
I'm considering applying to RISD for a dual degree with Brown for graphic design.
Is a piece that I've been working on since the fall. It originally started with this person on watercolor and red origami butterflies, and then I transferred it digitally and I resized the butterflies and made them purple to match the tone of their skin. And then I pulled colors from other art pieces that I've made and made the trans flag in the background. He's supposed to be a transgender male like myself. The butterflies represent a past with self-harm, and it's his recovery, which is why it's titled Emperors of Recovery, because they're emperor butterflies, which are purple. And he's kind of recovered with the help of music, so that's why the guitar and some album covers. And it's supposed to be he's depressed, he's a teenager, he has a messy room, he's a real person just like me or the next guy, and it's kind of just like a realistic representation of what some people go through and what some people's rooms look like. And yeah, I just wanted to make something that wasn't all neat, that was kind of messy. I'm going to be attending Wheaton College in Norton, Massachusetts in the fall to study secondary education and theater.
The art studio and gallery at Patriot Place, where Canton High School has some pieces in an art show. I mean, it's really great work from everybody. Shout out Tara Gagan's picture. It's really good. I'm very impressed. This picture is just from Media Day that I run for Canton High School for all of our athletic programs. And it's just fun. Kids get to enjoy, hanging out with their friends and getting pictures, and it's like a professional event for everybody, and I think everybody enjoys it. These pictures go on the CHS Bulldogs Athletics Instagram, where all athletics things are posted for Canton High School.
Thanks for coming to see the show. We are so thrilled that the Artist Studio and Gallery here at Patriot Place has been able to host us once again, and we look forward to the upcoming art show.